Hey, good evening. Happy Monday. It's the Monday Night Virtual Pigeon Club. It's like a show that we all just do it together. And we're lucky because Leah reads the comments, so it rolls so smoothly. So we don't have to worry. We got the comments being taken care of. You guys are going to participate. We're going to all talk together and we're going to have a good time. So we're going to start the Virtual Pigeon Club in three, two, one. All righty. It is Monday. Monday Fun Day, and we're back on. We are on for a Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. Sorry, we're a few minutes late. My sending skills were not sending the video clips that I had for you guys. And it's Monday night. So, Leah, I know you're in the studio and you're going to do what you do best and read the comments and help out. And you guys, the audience, I need you guys to help out by participating. You guys participate, we play the game. You guys don't participate, very simple. I just go to bed and we try it again next Monday. But I think tonight is going to be a fun filled evening. I'm sure people have lots of questions, comments, concerns. Who knows? And we're going to go from there. Leah, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Happy Monday, y'all. Happy Monday, everyone. Hopefully everybody had a great Monday. That is right. If you guys want to post your questions and or comments in the chat, the show works best when you guys participate. So please do not be shy. Add your questions or comments in the chat. We work together here. We put our heads together. We talk about things. We come together. And by the way, there are no membership fees required. You do not have to fill out a resume. And nobody votes you in this club. So welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are watching over on YouTube, please participate. Vote in tonight's poll. If you are watching over on Facebook, you can also participate in the poll by just putting your answer in the comments. Tonight's poll is, what's been the hardest part of training this season? Unexpected losses, birds not trapping well, weather messing everything up, or finding time to train consistently? We've got 8 votes now, and right now we've got 25% say unexpected losses, 25% say birds not trapping well, 38% say weather is messing everything up, and 12% say finding time to train consistently. We will check the poll throughout the broadcast and see what everybody's thoughts are on that. Let me just get to the welcome comments here, Ryan. Joe says, club meeting nights are the best. Get your Chiefs ready. You too, Ryan. Pinkies up. Cheers to all of you and your race teams. That's what I like to hear. Some positivity. That is right. Get your beverages. Get your popcorn. We will be on for the next hour or so, depending on your participation. Teal Family Homestead is in the house, and he says his greatest or hardest part of training season this year so far has been hawks. Okay. Michael Peebler says hello. Hello, Michael Peebler. We've got Finley in the chat. Nice to see you back on, friend. Noel Raymond said, looking forward to it, Ryan. Nice to see you on. Lucky Lou in the house says, good evening, everyone. Ryan, I do have a question for you. What are you drinking?
Tonight I wanted to switch it up. I'm drinking Fever Tree Mediterranean tonic water. Okay, this is a product that I found here. I don't know. I found it in Belgium. I don't know if that helps. I'll put my hand behind it so you can see it a bit better.
Yep.
I'm drinking that with vodka and loaded up with ice in my La Chouffe glass. And I tell you, it's just a real nice, refreshing drink. You got to watch. You can pretty much put a whole bottle of vodka down. If you have an 8 pack of those and one of these little European mini bottles of vodka, I call them mini bottles because that's the largest size bottle they sell in Europe for vodkas.
Oh my God. That's like
Yeah,
that's like a Mickey. That's like
Leah,
a
this is
Mickey around here.
that's like a Monday,
Yeah,
you
that's like a
know?
Monday. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, but I'm just having that now. I might have a beer after. I don't know. Honestly, this is my second drink of the day. I had a beer earlier at Marcel's, a little victory beer, and you know what? I was laying down and I got up and I said, okay, you got to fire up the crowd here. So let's make a fever tree Mediterranean tonic vodka twist. I wish I had a lemon or a lime in it, but I don't. But that's okay. Even a sprig of rosemary, but that would bring out the pinky in me.
Yes, you had another win today against Marcel. While everybody climbs on and gets their questions ready, why don't you tell everyone about today's little trainer? What happened?
Uh, well, I've got Marcel into training more than he's ever trained in his life. And we went to the Red Bridge this morning with the Misfits, which was 15. And we had Lars bring his hens and his young birds. Uh, Lars lives 1 kilometer further than us. And we did, Marcel took his cocks, his young hens, and his young birds because he flies young birds on Widowhood, and he has 13 young hens that he flies separate for Noyon. And he had all of his Widowhood cocks, his yearling Widowhood cocks, and his old whole guy Widowhood cocks. So we took all those to the Red Bridge. So it was about 75 bird release, and before the release, we have to gamble because hell, I got to beat the professor. Come on now, and it was for 4 beers. It was for the first 4 birds clocked. You had to clock the first 4 birds the fastest, and it was a bonus if you won. You won. So we only fly, I think we both fly 102 and we both fly like 102. I'm like 750. He's like 102, 725. So it's like 25 meters difference or whatever, however it works. He says it comes out to about 5 seconds. 5 to 10 seconds. So this is okay. So we let the birds out at no, sorry, 7:50, and we also picked the time. So the birds went up at 8:50. Should I let the audience guess on what the times were before we tell the rest of the story? Would that be
Oh,
fun for the audience?
sure. If you guys want to guess the
Okay.
times from the group toss between Team Feathers Elite, Team Marcel, and Team Lars to the Red Bridge. The Red Bridge is again like 24 kilometers or something like that.
I think it's
20.
about 20. It's about 27. Whatever. 27, 24, 27 in that zone. So I think it's 27. So we let them up at 7:50. And you guys picked the time that Marcel said, the time that I said, and we'll see the time that the birds came. Again, 3 lofts going up, and you guys start guessing, and then I'll continue with the story because I know I'm sure we have questions and comments. So, guys, put your guesses in. Let's see if someone's going to hit the time spot bang dead on. Julia.
We have Electrofly Company in the house. Says good evening. Good evening to you, friend. Lucky Lou is already the first one to put his guess in. He says 19 minutes. 19 minutes. And guess which team was the first to clock? Was it Team Feathers Elite? Was it Team Marcel or Team Lars? Let us know in the comments what you guys think. And as Ryan said, it was when did you release? 7:50 this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's. I mean, you weren't on. Obviously, we didn't show it. Obviously, a little early. We didn't think anybody would be up. So that is why.
No. That was. You know what? Sometimes I think it's fun to do things without a camera. Uh, and I'll tell you, it was real fun this morning. He is such a fun guy to train with. He's, you know, this isn't an insult. He's simple. He's light. It's okay. It's just it's a little bit of fun. It's what it's supposed to be, and no pressure, no big deals, just a couple of laughs, few beers on the line, and we go from there. And it's something I've never really ever trained with anybody, but I just this is a little bit of fun for him, and it's fun. We just bond, and it kind of why should two people go to the same spot on separate times and just go together? And I really really enjoyed it. It's a good fun morning, even though it's a bit early, but that's okay. I screwed him up today. I he said okay, be there at 6:30, and I said okay. And last time I was there, I think like 10 after 6. So today I pulled up quietly, and his baskets were already ready. So I picked up the baskets and I put them in the truck. And then when he called me, like, I made sure I let him call me. He's like, "Oh, are you still in bed?" And I was at his door, and I said, "Oh, but funny you called." We come around the corner, and I said, "Well, where are all your birds?" And he looked and he went, "The Romanians must have stole them." So we started off with a little chuckle because he puts them at the front of his house, and I put them in the truck for him, but in Mr. Reynolds. So that was so I told him like I screwed him up because I want him to be upset that I slept in, but instead I snuck the birds into the truck. But that was fun,
And
and we had a
certainly,
blast.
certainly, no offense to our Romanian friends that watch. No offense. Okay,
Mm.
so we've got some guesses in here. Everyone's saying Marcel in between 15, 17 minutes. We've got, 17, 17, 19. And Tar Heel Classic, if you guys still want to put Ryan's going to answer this, and then we're going to let you guys know who won and what the time was. Tar Heel Classic, One Loft Ray says, has it cooled down any?
Yeah, today it cooled down, but it's gonna go back up. Today was like 25, so I'd say it'd been about 80 today. So it wasn't like when you're at 100 and he drops to 80, you feel it. It feels good, but she's still warm. I mean, in this house here, the house with no air conditioning, this house just holds the heat, so it's still warm in here. But it's okay. It's no big deal. We're getting through it. Birds are getting through it. Everyone's getting through it. Everyone here, 90% of people don't have air conditioning, so we all have a slight odor to us.
Nice, nice. David Tracy says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you, David Tracy. Lucky Lou says, Ryan, I will be honest. If I had a friend like that at that age, even my birds beat him, I would tell him your birds won. Just to see an elderly man smile and just to see how proud he is, that would be awesome.
No,
So,
no.
why?
You never do that. You never do that to them because you want to know what? You got to beat his ass because when you beat his ass, you turn the fire back on. Say, "Come on, old man, you can go. Keep going. Let's go." That's how it works. You don't want to beat him. You don't want to. If you beat him, you beat him. It's when he beats me, then hey, he beats me. If Lars beats me, they beat me. I like it when someone's honest. I think that gives you the fire. I think you need the fire instead of. You can't sugarcoat it, Lou. I'm not going to do that. No, no. I got to help. I'm going to help motivate him a bit and push him a bit, and we're all having fun. So I don't think he minds to win or lose, and I think losing fires him up a bit. If he does lose, and he doesn't lose very often because he's the professor.
So the suspense is
Huh?
killing all of us. Should we do the drum roll?
Oh yeah, well you can. So whenever we let the birds out, we were talking, and I should have got a photo, but he uses widowhood baskets, and I'll get a photo on Friday if we go again. And you open the baskets, and the birds got to come out through the top, and my birds go out through the side, and the large birds go through the side. We had 9 baskets, and we're laughing about how we're going to let them out, and we're standing like bent over, like on your march, get set, go, and we're so into what we're doing that we start letting birds out. And a bicycle rider basically comes through, almost hit the bicycle rider with the birds. He jams his brakes on, and the birds go, and we look, and me and Marcel just start laughing and laughing, and how we almost killed the guy on the bicycle. And I said to Marcel, I said to him, I said, okay, well, let's pick your times. And he said, 22 minutes. And I said, okay. I said, 20 minutes. All right. And birds kidded and they left good. And I said to Marcel, do you have your whistles? No, no, no. I couldn't find my whistles this morning. I couldn't find my whistles. I says, oh. I said, so your wife's not going to be calling the birds in, is she? No, no, I can't find my whistles. And then he looks in his pocket and he goes, yeah, see, look, I have my whistle here. I said, yeah, but Marcel, you always have two whistles. And he says, yeah, I can't find my other whistle. And I said, so your wife's not going to be calling them in. No, 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 she won't. So we drove back, and when we got out of the car, he invites me in for cake and coffee. I drop him off at his house. We'll go in for our coffee, and his wife comes out. Now she speaks no English, like it's almost nothing, but she can understand it. So I says to her, "Hello, yeah, hi." And she says hi, and I says, "Hi." The bird, and she goes, "Yeah, yeah," and she goes into her coat pocket and pulls out her whistle. And I look at him and I say, man, oh man, I says, you've already been cheating. You're not supposed to call them in. Man, he says, I told her not to call them in. I told him. I said, okay. So then we went and looked at the times. Are we ready for the times, Leah?
We're ready.
Okay. So it wasn't 22 minutes, and it wasn't 21 minutes, and it wasn't 20 minutes, and it wasn't 18 minutes. It was 17 minutes and 30 seconds. That was the time of the first bird. And the bet was you have to clock whoever clocked the first four birds the fastest won the beers. And the bonus beer was if you were the winner of the race. So whoever said 17 minutes, congratulations. You got that right. Do we need to say any more, Leah?
Well, yeah, because everyone's dying to know who clocked first.
Okay. Largest birds clocked at 25 minutes. Marcel's birds clocked at 18 minutes. And we clocked the first four, 1, 2, 3, 4, on 17 minutes and 30 seconds. Then Marcel split one of ours. And then we clocked another 8 in front of Marcel. So we went 1, 2, 3, 4. Then Marcel. Then we went 5, 6, 7, 8. And then Marcel. And then we stopped. Then Marcel stopped looking. And he was upset. he said, "Man, oh man," he says, "you beat me." And he swore in his little language, and he said, "Okay, 4 beers for you." So I'm climbing back out, climbing out. It was good though.
Well done to Team Feathers Elite and to Ryan, and also Marcel and Lars. Great that Lars came along for this one. How many birds total did you guys have? About 70?
It
No.
was a 75 birds. There was about 75 birds. Believe it, and I'll tell you, we let out the only thing we let out by themselves were Lars's 8 cocks. And Lars's 8 cocks, I believe, did it in 17 minutes straight. But they were like 10 minutes before ours. So the fact that we put up 3 groups of birds and we had the same, with birds having to divide, had the same clip almost faster, that was a good, that was a good sign. That was a good sign for Marcel and myself. And Lars was just a little bit off the pace. But as Marcel said, he says, my birds went to your house today. And he says, then they come over to my house. Oh, and Leah,
Mm.
guess who Marcel's first birdie clocked was?
Oh, was it Leah?
Yeah, again, she is on fire. And I'll tell you something so cute, in details. Where you don't see that in North America. Details, details, details. He's so angry. The other day he says, "Man, oh man," I says, "I'm a stupid man." And I says, "Why?" He says, "We took the birds training, and I had 2 cocks that looked the same, and the one cock switched sections with the other cock." And the red hen was paired to the one cock, and they're sitting on eggs. And he said, I seen her this morning and I felt the eggs, and the eggs were still warm, but she got off the nest. Like she looked like she was finished. And he says, I couldn't find that cock. He was in the other section. So he said, like, I don't want to lose this hen because she's on the eggs, not lose her training, lose her motivation, the gears.
Mhm.
So he put the cock back in, and the cock took to the nest, and then everything went back to normal. So the last 2 days she's been sitting, and these eggs are ready to hatch, but the eggs are clear. So when he came home today, okay, sat down, poured the coffee, he licked his wounds, we're drinking. And all he said was, I got to find a baby. I got to find a baby. Ryan, do you have a baby? I need a baby. I need a baby 2 days old. I need a baby. I got to find a baby. Last week, I got Stefan. He gave me two babies. I got to call people. I got to find a baby. Ryan, do you have a baby? Do you have a baby? I need a baby. What? For that mealy hen. I got to get a baby. I got to get a baby. His mind right now is, I got to get a baby. That's all day. That's all he was doing was hunting for someone to give him a newborn, and he wants to slip it under that mealy hen, keep the motivation. She's going to be super hard to beat this weekend because she's got it. Eh? Out of all the birds he took, she's the first one. So she's had now two firsts. And I mean, in training, she's had two firsts when we went training in his own loft. So she's just bang right on. She's a weapon. She's a real bitch, but she's dynamite.
Yeah, she's a real bitch. Named after me. Perfection. Couldn't be any better. Ryan, just as you're going out there, is that the closet door open there on the right hand side? Because my OCD that's bugging me. Can you shut the door? Thank you. And if you look in the cupboard there, most people have like rice, canned goods, stuff like toilet paper in their cupboard. What does Ryan have? He's got a drinker. Oh, very typical, very typical. All right, let me get to the
Yeah.
comments here while Ryan fixes himself another beverage. Joe says, I'm going to open up an air conditioning store in Belgium, right? Yeah, I think that might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Jeff Henderson is in the house and says, Morning from down under. Happy Tuesday to you, Jeff Henderson. We love our Pigeon Boss kangaroos. Lucky Lou says, getting back to you should have just told Marcel that he won. I'm too soft. I couldn't, lol. But maybe you're right. I mean, I think right after it, did he not say, oh, let's go again on Friday?
Hey, listen, my friend, you got to think about it. It's you know what if he lied to me, I don't think I could be his friend because I mean we can joke about the whistles and that little fun little we call those cute little pigeon white lies, right? That's okay. Hey, you know what's the greatest thing? He can be 75 years old and he's the best at his craft, right? And all he has to do is feed the pigeons and work with the pigeons, and it's the only sport where a 16-year-old can compete with a 74-year-old, and it's okay. You can't take that away. You want to be honest and say, hey, beat you today, it's good. See you on Friday. Another 4 beers, okay, let's do it again. That's the I look at it. I always look at it as if you're both being fun and you want to get better, that little bit of push is a good thing. It's that little motivation, that little bit of spark. And when you put 4 beers, hey, let's I'm gonna say it's $10 on the line. That's fun. And we're we're so close. And I mean, I'm ribbing him about his wife blowing the whistle, right? I actually what and Leah knows it. When I used to fly Pioneer, I was at the loft, I call the birds down. Was the damn dropper. I throw droppers, but I was the dropper. Pigeons got used to me. Okay. At Marcel's, it's always a whistle. Always his wife's blowing it or he's blowing it. It's different. Coming up to this week, Wednesday's racing, I'm done. The birds are going to do it. It's okay. They'll be fine. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. So why trip over our feet and make it more stressful on them? We're going to let the birds do it. Back to you, Leah.
I am just checking here. Lucky Lou said, which of your birds clocked first? I believe it was, if I'm looking at the results here correctly. The Van Laar
7
137. What
oh
was that?
yeah. Yeah, 807. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, 807. The Van Laar 137, otherwise known as Lightning Bolt. Let's just put a little photo of him up. This was the
Sure.
first bird to clock in the loft this morning against Marcel and Lars. I call him Lightning Bolt because of his little lightning bolt tick on the eye. Well done, well done. Okay, now I'm going to get back to the comments here. Let's see. Peter, sorry, Peter Rammond says, "How many birds did you get back from your last toss yesterday?"
All of them. Got them all. The way I look at it is, we're going to have to soft kitty them a little bit. We're going to get on the bike, not tomorrow. Tomorrow, they're going to have another day off. They're going to go out. We're going to do some flying, and then we're going to go back 6 kilometers, 9 kilometers, 12 kilometers, or 6 kilometers, 9 kilometers, 15 kilometers. We're going to go up like that and just go from there. I mean, again, make a few mistakes. They make a few mistakes. They want to play. So we're going to move them maybe to 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll train them at 11. We'll train them at 2. We'll train them at 4. We'll see how that goes. And they all come. The ones that want to be there, they all come. And we can only work with pigeons that want to come. You know, and you look, Twinkle Toes, been on the fence of that pigeon, but you know what? Showing a lot of heart. Not quitting. It's behind the 8 ball, but it's still there. It's still coming. It did Kivran. Smash did Kivran on the first drop. I know it's only 63 miles, but got to keep the pace. And you know what? You got to give the birds credit that want to do it. They got to straighten themselves out. We're all going to go up and down. We don't worry about the ones we lose. If we lose them all, hey, you lose them all. But you got to keep playing. Got to stay positive. Got to try and sort it out as well. And that's what we're going to do. We're just going to keep going. And who knows? We might even make it to the Red Bridge on Saturday. My team.
Ooh, exciting. And remember, guys, tomorrow, exciting day tomorrow. We will be doing a basketing show for our shipping night for our second race to Quievrin on Wednesday. So make sure you tune in and join us for that. You're going to get to see all the birds going to Wednesday's race. Give you guys a chance if you haven't picked it to win it yet for Wednesday's race. Tune in tomorrow for our basketing show. Give you one final look at them and give you guys an opportunity to pick it to win it. Again, $20 could make you holler if your pick bird is the first bird to clock in the loft on race day, which is Wednesday. I think the first race we gave away $130 in prizes, plus a Pigeon Boss t-shirt. Hoping to get the prizes up to that much on Wednesday, if not more. Great way to play along, great way to support our team. So we look forward to that tomorrow. Martin over on YouTube asks, what strain of pigeons are you racing, Ryan?
Hmm. We're
Mixed
racing
bag.
group. We're racing about a Heinz 57 right about now. We're racing a bunch of the breeders that we represent that gave us some. They had some babies and gave us, we asked for a small donation and they did. We got some Van Laar blood. We got some birds we got from the Lear market. And yeah, like I say, it's just sort of I call it it's like a Heinz 57, a mixed bag because they're all different ages and shapes and sizes. And we got long distance and extreme long distance. I mean, we got Milovich. I don't know what he was on yesterday or on this weekend, but like Lars said, Milovic this weekend, they were gripping it and ripping it in the long distance. His birds were on fire, and I'm gonna wish him nothing but the best coming this weekend, Leah. He's playing Barcelona, so no better guy I'd love to see win than that family. The birds are right on. I can see this year he's back with a vengeance. After last year, at the beginning of the race season, he had a new son, and you know how that goes. I'm pretty sure. I don't know it, but I'm sure when you have a new kid, when you bring one in, you got to put a bit of time into them first, for at least the first 6 months till you get set up with them, and then you can just move them to the side and get back to the pigeons. But if I know anything, I'm sure the third boy is already in the pigeon loft because you know how they are.
Did they
the,
have another?
the
Did they
whole
have another boy? They have another boy.
I believe so, if I remember right. But again, sometimes my mind. But it doesn't matter, a boy or a girl. Their whole family basically lives in a pigeon loft. I mean, they moved from Serbia to Belgium to raise pigeons.
Well, you moved from Canada, so just saying. Sherry's in the house and says, "What are you drinking tonight?" Again, for the record, Ryan, what are you drinking, please?
If you guys can find it, and if you're not a big tonic, okay, that's it there. It's a tonic water, but it's Mediterranean. I got to go to the Mediterranean because this drink is fantastic, and I mix it with vodka. I wish my ice cubes were bigger, but again, the ice cube machine I have is producing ice. Now I prefer, and Leah, you know as well, big ice cubes are the best.
Yes, we know.
But and these glasses, these are the best cocktail glasses ever. These beer glasses from either La Chouffe or Duvel, they just make drinking so much more enjoyable. It's a funny, but a glass makes a big difference, and I'm going to say that 100%.
Okay, but Tracy says he likes the white around the eyes on Lightning Bolt. Me too, me too. Oh, Noel wants to know, did he get the baby? Did Marcel get the baby? Do we know if he got the baby?
You'll have to tune in for the next show for that one. I don't know. Listen, he was so focused on it. And I said to him, do you want a baby that I just banded? Like it's 7 days old. No, no, no. I want just a 2 day old or a 2 day, 3 day old, the max. And he got two from Stefan. It's so funny, eh? He hates to call Stefan because Stefan has the same problem that I have. If he like Stefan, he asked Stefan, "Did you have two babies?" Like when he's meaning it, he don't care. He's not being rude, but he just needs the baby. And Stefan give him two babies, and Stefan said, "I give you the two babies. Make sure you ban them. They're out of a super pair."
Oh,
And
oh.
babies are only this big. They're out of a super pair, and he's giving them to Marcel to put under, under his race birds, right? And literally, Stefan's not going to ask him for $1. Stefan's doing Lou like what you said, giving the old guy a few more bullets in the gun. You know what I mean? Something good. And basically, when he gave him to Marcel, it was the look of make sure you breed out of these. They're good. They're out of a super pair. So he didn't want to call Stefan again because he just wants the babies, but he don't. He's wanting them to for the motivation. But I'm sure he found one. It's Marcel. Come on. He was probably in the barn today hunting for babies.
Finley says, absolutely, Ryan. That's the attitude. Yes, yes. Joe says, how does the weather look for Wednesday's race?
Yeah. Does it look? I didn't look. I
I
should
don't
have
either.
looked, but I mean, it's 63 miles. I don't know. I already know the one thing. Soft kitty, soft kitty. Come on now.
I'm
I've
looking
already got
here.
them set.
When is
I
it?
already set the
Wednesday.
car. Yeah.
Wednesday looks like it's going to be 24 degrees. It says sunny in the morning, then a low chance of shower in the afternoon, 24 degrees, whatever that is in Fahrenheit. Wind is supposed to be 17 kilometers out of the northwest. Well, that's what it says right now. That can change, but at least it's not going to be like 38 degrees. 24 is
So
much more reasonable.
yeah, so we're figuring probably a 6, 7 kilometer headwind, probably an hour and 9 minutes, hour and 10 minutes that race. Um, but yeah, we're gonna we're gonna try the birds tomorrow. Take them for a morning toss again, and then just a little bit of candy mix in the afternoon, just to give them just candy mix, just to make sure they have a final drink. I fed them up today. I gave them the top energy from Van Roby's. I gave them the sport mix from Van Roby's. I gave them some top energy mix. Uh, and I finished them off with some peanuts. Got that into them. Tomorrow morning's toss, I'm not really going to care how they trap as much. To see how they're digesting. My main thing is to feel what they got in them. Hopefully, they digested everything good and there's almost nothing in them. I think I'm only going to take them to the Red Bridge just one time out in, and then maybe give them a little bit of candy mix so they have another drink before basketing, and then send them. I'm not going to I'm not going to overdo it because any little bit of overdoing at 63 miles, they don't trap. So if anything, they got to be backed right off. I got to put the steam in tonight, and tomorrow try and take a bit of just a bit of edge off. Back to you.
Finley says, I'm down today. We didn't get a bird back today from France with BICC, hoping for an early morning arrival tomorrow. Well, that was a tough race there, Finley. Tough race. And I'm sure you're going to get something back tomorrow. It happens.
Yeah,
UK
that
Birdman says,
does.
hello, crew. Finley is saying hello to UK Birdman. Good, good. Noel says, ha, would have loved to have been there to see him. Oh, Marcel. Yeah, yeah. Fun times, fun times. We've got the feedback there. We're going to talk a little bit about feed. We've got some babies to show you. Also, we're going to take a look at Jim O'Hare's. He did a nice little video here showing his candidates for, I think it's this coming week's 350-mile race. I was supposed to show it last night, and then I totally slipped my mind. So we're going to show that. Lots of things to show. Lots of show and tell here today. Sherry wants to know, what kind of floor do you have in your loft there in Belgium?
It's the wooden
The graded floors.
grates. Yeah, graded floors. They're the wooden ones, not the metal. More comfortable on the feet of the pigeons.
Lucky Lou says, I think you should give just a bit of tonic water and vodka to get the edge off. Yeah, get the bird's edge off. Sure, 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 sure. So, guys, our group 2, they will not be training tomorrow. It's just our group 1, the ones that are going to the race, that will be training tomorrow to the Red Bridge before we do the basketing. Just so y'all are clear on it. We've been getting lots of messages in the mailbag, as so we say, after our training tosses from people commenting on the trainers. And we love the comments. Thank you for the comments. But I'm just finding that people are a little confused as to, now that we're training 2 groups, what we're training, when we're training, who we're training, the distance we're training. And we're getting a lot of comments like, why are you taking them to 6 kilometers? They should be going to Quievrain. They should be going to Quievrain. Guys, it's the group 2. The group 2 we're taking to the 6 kilometers, okay? The group 2 just started road training last week. And I don't want to bring the mailbag comments up because I get you don't have time to watch 3 trainers that we do a day and you're just watching bits and pieces. But if you don't really know exactly what's going on, maybe you can't just watch 5 minutes of one show and come down on us like, what are you, stupid? Why are you taking them for 6 kilometers when they've already been to Quievrain? When it's not even the same group, guys. It's not even the same group. So we get it. I understand not everybody has time to watch 3 hours of training a day. But please, if you don't know what's going on, maybe you shouldn't comment. That's all I'm going to say about that. Just maybe you shouldn't comment. And I think we're also going to pull back a little bit on the training lives because we know that 3 is a little much a day, and we get that. We're going to try and stay focused on maybe doing 1 trainer a day so everybody can kind of follow the bouncing ball here. You know what I
Yeah,
mean,
and
right?
what I'm going to do is just for a little bit here with this group too. We're going to back them off the pressure. Not that there's pressure, but there's always pressure when you put it on a camera. Not for me. It is what it is. I know how it goes. It goes up and it goes down. But we'll let the birds sort it out. Then we're going to come back to them when they're ready. We're going to show them. They're not ready yet. I thought they were ready. They tricked me at 6 kilometers. They're going to trick me again when we go back to 6. I can take them to 6 10 times. They're going to look great. They got to build a little bit of their own self confidence up, and I hope they can do that. There is no guarantees. Always remember this, guys. You can have years where you have this, you breed from your top pigeons and you get top results. And then the next year, the same pigeons, there's some bad luck, something. It's just something's not there and it doesn't happen. I've seen it happen. I've done it before with pigeons that I've purchased. First year of breeding, it was terrible. Second year, I couldn't believe it. Third year was okay. Fourth year was unbelievable. Up, down, up, down. It goes like that. Uh, so just gonna calm it down just a little bit. Again, the next Wednesday and Sunday, we got Wednesday. Tomorrow we got a race. Friday we're gonna go up against Marcel again and Lars, and we got again Sunday another race. And I'm hoping I can work the kinks out of this group and get them back to where I have somewhat of a feeling of what they're going to do. Because currently, right now, they don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what they're going to do. And what's the point in dragging you all through it? You've all had this problem. You've all, I'm sure, dealt with it. Now we're going to deal with it. Hopefully, we get it sorted out and move forward. That's it. Take a little pressure off them. It's going to be good. And then, you know what? For future years, I'm not going to have two groups. I didn't mean to have two groups. I just had to get the first group going because they were going to go flatter than pancakes. And the second group, I got birds that are squeaking, and I got birds that could be in my first group. So it's a Heinz 57. It's what we call if you go to Rochester and order a garbage plate. It's a great plate. And there's so many different things on it. It's a plate that you actually eat. It's good. I've had it before, but it's just a plate of. You
It's
have to look it
a
up.
it's a bag of M&Ms. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah,
It's
that's
we've
right.
got a whole bag of M&Ms, all different ages. So it's just been a little challenging, let's just say, to kind of manage it and get them training properly. That's why we have
Right.
group 1 and that's why we have group 2, and it's not the way that we will do it on season 2, that is for sure, but we are thankful to be there. Back to you.
Listen. Look at one loft racing. That loft is a one loft. That one. They don't fly them here in Belgium. Okay. One loft. I'm not a big fan. I have the odd one I like. They're all a mixed bag of shit. Shit. All different ages, different areas. And you're trying to get the youngest ones caught up to the oldest ones. But the oldest ones got to go. Races, one loft races, guys sit on the birds for how many months before they start putting it together? There's no time here. No time. They're all late. They should be on the dance. We're not even at 10 kilometers with them. We're far, but we're miles. We're not even on the same stratosphere. And it'd be one thing if they were all hatched May the 1st and they were all the same age. But they're not. Leah, if you brought up some of the videos that I did, there's birds with 4 flights to go. There's birds that haven't dropped a flight. And I said the darkening, it's just a mixed bag. It's not working. That's why the other group's doing better. It's too much mixture. And you know what? You want to watch one loss crash and burn? Give them. You got to do your race within 5 months of getting your birds. You'll see a lot of crashing and burning because you know what? Push, 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 push. Not they all don't handle the pushing. Just like people. Just like what's that thing they got there in the States, Leah? Those cadets, those Navy people. What are they? The
Oh, Navy SEALs.
Navy SEALs. How many supermen go to do that shit? And they take 250 guys for that class and they whittle them down to what? 15, 12, 10, 20 that can do it. Why? They're all machines. There.
Well,
That's your machine.
100%. And I think that's another thing that people who are commenting, and we do appreciate the comments after the fact in the mailbag, They're also not understanding that either. Not understanding that this is a complete mixed bag that we're dealing with this year. It was all different ages. We had to strategize. We had to think about, okay, who are we going to train first? Who has to wait? They don't understand that either. We're not at the same advantage that everybody else is. And I'm not using that as an excuse. But please, guys, you got to put it into a little bit of perspective here, right? This isn't a
Well,
normal season in Belgium like everybody else is flying there.
wait a minute here. And one other thing, my neighbor, his son, Marcel, Robin Van Leuven, these guys I can spit out of my house and hit their homes. The guy that wanted 3,000 euros lives just down the street. These guys are all on. They play the first round separate. They play the second round separate. To play the third round if they have them or they bother, completely separate. But they all got their birds going in rounds and in systems, and it's not a mixed bag. It's not a mixed bag. There's a big advantage to this. Like I say, I don't have much of a chance against Marcel on Wednesday. He's going to be flying that mealy hen to little babies, and she's hot on the eggs. Beat her today. Yeah, now let's go beat her against 6,000 other pigeons. He's got 7 times or 6 times in the 30,000 bird release. She's got a mega advantage still. Not making an excuse. We're just starting far, far behind. Not the bird's fault, not our fault, and not your fault. We're trying to make the best of not the best situation. And that's it. And they're doing pretty good. They're hanging in.
Oh, they sure are.
Back to you.
David Tracy says, I had a yearling hen return today from a super rough 500-mile race from 6 weeks ago. What's your advice? Give her another try next year or plant her?
If she's a good hen and she made a bad mistake, uh, we don't know what the mistake was. So if she come back and she rebounds, put her on the team next year. She's good for that. Maybe set her up differently going to that race. Maybe the prior race is up, back her off a little bit. Maybe not as much work. Put her in if you have space for her. Again, you know how she's flown. Does she get enough in the prizes? Is she a top bird? Was she a bird that you were shocked that you missed her? Because she's very consistent, and I would hang on to her and try her again. Remember, we can make a mistake. What do we like? Kept coming, didn't she? Something happened and she kept coming. That's sometimes birds, they need to screw up to figure that out. You're allowed to make mistakes in the world, You are. It's just come back and be better. You can make another mistake, but come back and be better. Come back and be better. That's my thought on it. But you do what you want to do. Depends on how many birds you got and how much space.
Finley says, getting back to his France race, the holdover was almost 3 days on the truck. It affects them too much. Speaking of holdover, we talked about one of the races that did go off in Belgium this weekend, which they basketed for it last Monday.
Monday.
So yeah,
Yeah.
a week ago today, the birds sat in the transporter from last Monday to today. They were finally released today. And what time did they release them?
They released them at 8:50.
8:50 this
From
morning.
850 or 900 kilometers, and they release them. Now, what I don't get is think about this, guys. When you're traveling home from wherever you're going, you go for a trip to Jamaica or Mexico. You get on that plane and you sit there and you do all you want to get home. When you're away, you want to get home. Those birds sit there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever it is. They just sit there and sit there and sit there. And all they're doing, because the transporter's open, is doing what? They're thinking, I got to get home. I got to get home. Where do I'm going that way. They know I'm going that way. Well, they don't let them out today because the clouds are low. Holy shit, the clouds are low. Clouds are low. Well, why didn't we just wait till there were no clouds? Who's to say low clouds are not better than high clouds? Low clouds? Is it fog or low clouds? Low clouds, is it fog or low clouds? What is it? What I think it is it's bullshit. Birds could have been up at 5:30. Guys could have got day birds in Belgium. Me and Lars did the math. Almost impossible to get birds into certain parts of Belgium. You can't get it. Let them out early, let them go. It's okay. They already know where they're going. They thought about it for 5 days. What do you think? They're stupid? You think they start thinking about going home when you let them out? Come on.
Well, and,
Oh.
and not to mention what the temperatures were there last week and this weekend. To have them cooking in that transporter for an entire week, and then you're worried about low clouds on the release day when they've literally been cooking for 7 days. Like, that's what you're worried about? Hey, we love the KBDB. We're not knocking them. We're just scratching our head a little bit. Very tough race.
Well, hold on.
Go ahead.
It's Mythbusters. For anybody yesterday that said the old birds will bring those younger birds home from ours. Tell me what you know. Well-trained pigeons will leave. It don't matter if they're young birds or old birds. They will blow the doors off of any other pigeon they're with. If the pigeons are not trained, the well-trained pigeon blows the doors. They can't stay with them. They don't do it. So it's the same. Train them in low ceiling. Train them in high ceiling. Train them into the dark. Train them in the morning. It don't these idiots that say you got to train them at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm sorry, you're an idiot. You read something that says you have to do it that way. No, you don't. You can do it a little bit in the morning. You can do it in the midday. You can do it in the evening. You can do it whenever you want. You can do it in rain. You can do it in fog. You can do it in wind. You do it. The more you educate them, the better it gets. The better they do. You're helping them. Come on. When you play soccer, you don't always play on a dry day. You play in the rain. You play a little bit in the snow. You play in the wind. You have to play in every situation to get very good. But hey, those idiots that say you only train at 6 in the morning, you only play soccer when it's dry and sunny. And that just isn't real. And as for the KDB letting the birds out, 6:30, 7:30, 8. They lost 3 hours on the wing for those birds in the coolest 3 hours.
And the
I
coolest.
think that's a mistake on cloud coverage. I think it's a big mistake.
I think so as
Oh
well.
well.
Eddie says, getting back to David's question, he says, try her again. She flew her heart out to get home. I'm in Eddie's camp. I agree with that as well. She did fly her heart out to get home. And I think, I don't know, I would give her another chance, but that's just me. Will says, Ryan, you need to get some Tutti Frutti from Milovic to try. You've been supposed to have been going to see them the entire time you've been there this summer, and there's just no time for anything.
Well, it's Barcelona this week, and I want to go, but you feel a bit embarrassed. But yeah, you invited me to go to Barcelona last year, and maybe I don't know, maybe I'll go down and give him
But
an
why do
interview
you
on his Barcelona.
why do you feel embarrassed?
Well, I'm not embarrassed, but I don't know. You know what I mean? Just I'm not ready yet. I'm you know what I mean? Just playing.
Okay. Alvin
No, I'd
says,
love to go.
I'm having the same problem with older birds and younger birds. Last year breeding more than two, maybe three rounds. I'm having the same problem with older birds and younger birds. Last year breeding more than two, maybe three rounds.
A lot of the time people start mixing rounds, and I every time we seem to do this, I find no, no, no. I'm gonna rephrase this. If you, if okay, pigeons have. It's like how they grow. They hatch, and within 24 days, you move them away. Okay, they've grown in 24 days. But when you wean them, 1 month after that, they're already starting to fly. 1 month after that, those birds are rambling and they're playing and they're ready to be trained. Now, if you put new babies in with them, you slow them down, which retards the brain. You don't help the other ones. You don't help the younger ones to make them faster. I don't hate like not like to use the word retard, but you slow the brain down of the evolution. That's why I started with the other group because they were going to go flatter than pancakes. They were going to become one loft pigeons. Not knocking the one loft, but that's what I mean by it. And what I'm saying is, if you can have a round that you start off and keep them going and evolve them in the right pattern, and have your second round and do the same thing, and then once the second round is rolling good and they're ready to be, they're ready to go. Okay, you can then mix. Okay, but let them get well in the zone. And if you can keep them separate, it's better. These guys here, they keep them separate. First round out, second round out. But again, more professional here.
Genetic Potential Off says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you, friend. Eddie Ortiz says, we all know we have different age birds, but it's also sad to throw them away and not give them a fair chance like the first team.
I agree with you. But what are you going to do? I mean, in my position, I got no choice. I got people giving them all different ages. I can't do nothing. There's a point you get on the bike, or you're not going to get on the bike. Um, and that's why I think one loft racing is so. I call it Club Med. Right? I heard a guy the other day. What did he say? We can't we can't when we train our birds a mile, they take an hour to come home. And there's nothing wrong with that. Do you loft hunt? No, we don't loft hunt them first. We just take them. But get up, let them out at 5 in the morning. Leave them out till 10, bring them in, put them in the basket, train them at 12, train them at 11, train them at 10 in the morning, train them at 2 in the afternoon. Put the work into them a bit. Put the work and take a bit of that steam off them. A little bit. But, again, one last thing is, and I'm using this as a one loft thing, very soft, 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 soft. Because the whole key is getting you all to come back the next year so we make perch fee. Perch fee is all where it's at, man. It's all about perch fee because that's what really this is. This isn't about, it's about perch fees and prize money for you guys that win it. Everything else don't matter. Perch fee, prize money.
And as for this second group here, were they ready to road train sooner than they did last week? Were they ready the week before?
You know what? Yeah, they're as ready as they're going to be. I don't, are they
But
perfect?
but what I'm
No, they're
saying
not
is
perfect.
you had to wait on the road training them because they weren't ready.
Yeah,
Is that
and I
not
mean,
correct?
hey,
They were not
yeah,
ready.
how much?
It is way more unfair to take birds that are squeaking, putting them in a basket, and running them down the road to 6 kilometers and saying, "Oh well, now you go with the rest of them." We could not do it. We could not train Group 2 and Group 1, road train them at the same time. They just were not ready. That's you said I can't do that. I can't. They're not ready. They're too young.
No, and probably, to be honest, if you had another like if the certain flights were pushed back further, you'd give them even more time. But there's just no time.
Right.
We're on a what is it called? It's like Apollo 13. We got to figure out how to go around the moon. and we only got this amount kind of parts, get us around the moon with no engine. So what are we going to do? We're going to try it. We're going to have some casualties. We're going to lose some birds. But we're not whining about it, and we're not bitching, and we're not complaining. Is it perfect? Is it like the neighbor? Is it like Marcel? Is it like the big guys? No. But when you're judging it as well, take that into fact. Take that into,
Consideration.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, right,
It's the whole saying, like, tell me what you know. Don't tell me what you think you know.
right.
Tell me what you
Oof.
actually know. And when you're only watching 5 minute clips and 10 minutes here and there, you don't really know. And we can only say it so many times where we start sounding like a broken record to those of you that are following along and do understand and do get it. There are two separate groups. I don't know if I have to put a neon sign on every trainer that we do. I don't know how many times to say it, guys. So for those of you that are following along and get it, thank you for doing that. And for everybody else, I don't know what to tell you. Sorry, you're not following along. Noel Raymond said, as far as David Tracy's late bird there, she's a warrior for another day. True, true, true that. Charlie says, they can hate all they want, Ryan. You're living every racing pigeon guy's dream right now. And that is racing over in Belgium. I just had to say that. Oh, 100%.
Thank you, Charlie.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And I, yeah, yeah, that's okay. You know what? It's going good. And just, sometimes people people forget. I mean, or people don't know, or people forget what we're working with compared to what everyone else we're playing against is working with. And it's not a knock on us or the birds or the breeders. It's not a hill. It's not a real hill or a real steep hill. It's basically a mountain. And the odds of succession. What is being successful in this? Is it completing it? Is it getting on the sheet? Maybe getting the odd win, maybe a win or some top prizes. I think that's all great, and being able to not be dead last, I think that's great. Uh, and playing with birds that don't even darken because they came at all wrong ages. Um, okay, and the people that are going to throw the tomatoes and stuff, it's okay. You don't understand it. For you not understanding it, I get that too, because not everyone follows it. And some people have expectations. Bought that. I expect it to breed good ones. That don't always happen. And then those are the ones that get rid of it and give it to somebody. And they turn out to breed super pigeons because they skipped a generation. I've seen that too. Anyways, move on, Leah. We're not ranting. It is a
Oh, no,
Monday night
no.
show. God
Yeah,
damn
no,
it.
no. I'm not ranting. I'm just trying to explain a little bit
Hmm.
what is actual reality here. Lucky Lou says, that's crazy. Those poor birds must have been so stiff sitting in a cage like that. That's poor running of a race. That's unacceptable. Well, that's racing. Here it is, our favorite friend, the Lear Market in the house. I guess talking about, again, the release this morning. If they released them too early this morning, they would arrive during basketing Barcelona, and the fanciers could not see the arrivals. Thank you, Lear. I got no comment on that one. But by the way, guys, if you are in Belgium in the months of February and March, please, please, please head over to the Lear Market. They run 8 weeks between February and March on a Sunday. Great, great place to check out. We've got to keep that history going. Thank you, Lear, for that comment. I have no comment on that one.
I don't know. Maybe they should have waited then. You know what? When you're at 7 days, who gives a shit? Leave them till tomorrow. It's okay. One more day. They ain't going to be buried. No way. Keep them going anyways. But I know what you're saying. The guys can't wait for the birds for Barcelona. Well, maybe we tell the transporters they got to wait till the end of the day. No, I don't know. You know what? It is what it is. It's a hard. Nobody's going to make the right decision.
Right.
Right? So there's
I,
pros to it. That's a good pro. There's cons to it. I think at the end of the day, hey, It is what it is. Most guys probably not going to get birds today. They're going to get them tomorrow, anyways. Maybe it was better to wait till tomorrow. Let them up at 5 in the morning. I don't know. You know what? Maybe
Eh,
tomorrow would rain.
You know,
Whatever.
I'm just going to
I'm
say what's
tired
in
of
my
that.
opinion, and this is not in Ryan's opinion. This is in my opinion. So if you want to write the hate mail, you can address it to me. I think we need to do what's in the best interest of the pigeons, not the fanciers. I'm sorry. I just don't agree with that at all. I do not agree with that at all. Those birds sat in a transporter for 7 days in the blistering, brutal heat. And the fact that they waited to release them because it's going to affect the basketing of Barcelona for the fanciers, to me, just my opinion, is unacceptable.
Well,
Sorry.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why don't, and this is just a thought, Barcelona's a big deal. Okay. If you're playing Barcelona, that's like the World Cup for long distance guys. Why don't they put in the KDB rules on that day? Shipping, shipping will be at your clubs 3, 4 hours earlier, and there is a central spot if you can't make it for late night shipping. Right? I don't know. I'm trying to think to help the birds out. Speaking of jobs, pouring rain out, we put our windshield wipers on. It's hot, we put our air conditioning on. I think the guys can adjust instead of the birds to adjust.
Thank you. That's what I mean.
Opinion. Yeah. I mean, hey, you're not going to get a bird from this race today with the headwinds at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, or 4 o'clock, or 6 o'clock, or 7 o'clock. Guys, shipping's going to be moved up 2 hours earlier, 3 hours earlier. I don't know. I don't know how hard that is to do. That's sort of, I'm trying to help those birds out a little bit. Or
And
two
this is,
o'clock in the afternoon.
yeah,
Or,
yeah.
or maybe, I don't know.
Again, this is just our opinion. It really means nothing, okay? It's just our opinion. I'm not knocking the KVDB. We're not knocking what they do there. We're very appreciative to be there. We're just giving our little opinion to people from Canada. It really means nothing. I don't want to start any shit with anybody there. Do you know what I'm saying? But I can't contain myself on that one. Sorry. Finley says they released ours at 7:30 this morning. Wheel says you got to go and watch Barcelona. Wheels wants you to go watch Barcelona. Noel says same last week here in Ireland. Birds in baskets too long. They need electrolytes in this heat on transporters. Even though they have air conditioning, it ain't enough. Temperatures too hot, in my opinion. Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, if they canceled all the races in Belgium last week due to the hot weather, other than the two long ones or whatever it is. I mean, why did they can't? I don't get it. How do you cancel some races and then other races you just keep going and they sit in a basket for 7 days in that extreme heat, and then you also delay the release because it might screw up the Barcelona people? I don't know. I don't know. What do I know?
Well,
Uh, go
I
ahead.
promise you this one. I'm probably sure Milovic would have rather had those birds go up earlier today and have a fighting chance to get them tonight, because I know if they would have had birds up at 6 o'clock this morning, or seven, he probably would have had. I don't know if he had, but I'm probably sure he would have had birds. Anyways, let's move on.
Yeah, we're gonna move on. Wheel says, I agree. Flying separate rounds together doesn't work. I've done that. Okay.
Mhm.
Noel asks, do Belgium transportation use electrolytes? Maybe Lear can answer on that one. I do not know, definitely.
I'm
Jeff
gonna
Henderson,
s-
go ahead, Ryan.
mhm.
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna say the baskets that they use and the drinkers aren't the best. I'm not a big fan of the wood shavings that they're using, or what I see. And I've seen the UK setup, far better, far better than the Belgium system. And they talk about having, I don't know how many transporters they got to use. I don't know. I think already they should have what's it called? Adapt with the times. I mean, for animal safety, adapt with the times. Back to
Jeff
you.
Jeff Henderson says, you're doing a great job, Team Sonican. You have birds of all ages. Yes, we do. Very hard to keep them thinking the same. 100%. It's like kindergarten and first class kids or like first graders. Brick by brick, keep going. Yes, yes, we are absolutely going to keep going. We're not going to let this deter us. With the first group, and y'all didn't see it because I believe we just started doing the lives on the first group once we kind of hit the red bridge. I think that's when we started showing. But yeah, our first group, we started with what, 31 or a little more than 30? I don't know, 31, 35 around there in our first group, and look what we're down to now. We're down to a nice, strong, healthy 16. Other than the 773 who unfortunately hit a tree or hit something. But I mean, you can't fix that. That is what it is. But we also had loss with our first group. Y'all just didn't see it because we didn't start videoing or start going live until I believe we started at the Red Bridge. Ryan, was it not?
Yeah, and as for showing it, like I said, it's unfair to judge them when it's all mixed, and it's hard. The first group wasn't as mixed, and the first group only had one bad toss. That was it. Other than that, they were just tickety boo, very good, very consistent. I was very impressed with them. One red bridge, wow. Lars, one red bridge, wow. Uh, People have it. They get smoked. Very easy to get smoked, but hey, we find the ones that want to play, and we play with those ones. And those are the ones at the end of the day that are going to do it. We might have lost the very best pigeons, but on the flip side, maybe the very best come home. Who knows? We don't know. We can't judge the ones that don't come home because they don't allow us to judge them anymore. They were the best ones. So now we're going to take the shitty ones that come home and see what they can do. See how good they can go. That's it.
Peeves says you're playing the hand that you were dealt at the time. Yes, and we are very thankful and appreciative of the hand that we have been dealt this season. We're not complaining about it at all. We are so grateful to our breeders who donated birds to our team. Um, it was kind of a last minute decision to do this, and they all pulled together and banded behind us and said, yes, that's absolutely, we will help you. Here's some birds. And we'll never forget that. We'll never forget this season because this is our first season. We've already learned so much. So it's a win is a win is a win. We're not going to get down about it. It's a great learning experience, and we're going to keep going.
The
Finley
only
says,
way
oh, go ahead.
the only way we fail is by quitting on the birds. As long as we don't do that, we've won. We've already won.
100%. Finley says, success getting a win or top five a couple of times and having a handful of quality birds by the end of the season, that would be a victory for me, Ryan. Yes.
I agree.
Finley says, it's extremely hard racing there. Yes. Yes.
You know what, Leah, you got to do, eh? You
Mm.
got to show them you got to show them the revolution now. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
got I got a story to tell them on that too.
Okay, well, let me get through these comments here, and then we've got some videos to show you, some feed videos. We got some little babies to show you, which is great. Joe says, "Let me ask you that question, Ryan. Ooh, this is a good one. What is success to you while racing in Belgium? I think you're doing something remarkable. Oh, thanks. This year, what is your definition of success this season? Finishing with
Yeah,
birds
yeah.
left.
Just about, I'll say just about finishing. Not there would getting over the hurdle. Right now, I'm in a hurdle. I got the second group. They're oh boy, making you pull your hair out. So we got to get over that hurdle, and then we got to look it on Wednesday. We got to get past the bad trapping hurdle and the not confusion hurdle. We got to get past that, and in the same token, we got to pick up the pace, and we got to. If the club has 25 guys, I want to be in the top 6 or 7 guys or 5 guys. There's all these little hurdles that you want to try and beat, but they're all little hurdles. So and you're in a complete foreign world, a complete foreign land, and even getting to the products. I was a guy that used make up our own mixes. Canada has shit. They have a breeder mix that someone puts together and it looks okay. And they got those same mixes here in Belgium with certain cheaper companies. You can buy bags of feed that are 12 euros, 15 euros, 24 euros, 28 or 30 euros here a bag, whatever they are. I don't know. I can't remember what this one was, 25 or 30 euros. You use the different prices and you ask yourself, does it make a difference? I've never really had the opportunity to use a product like that. I'll tell you something. That's my breeding mix. 150%. The Revolution, the Pro Breeder, what is it? The number 50, what is it,
8.
58?
Mhm.
58? Sensational. It's sensational. I tried different feed here before breeding youngsters. Then I went to the 58. And the 58, it put double on everything into the youngsters. Double of everything. First of the youngsters that come out nice. Second, yeah, a little bit not as nice. The third round here, put them on this with the Van Roby's sneaky mix and the Van Roby's super grit. That's it. If you can't breed nice youngsters on that, you got a problem. Because I've never said this. They put it all in one bag. Yeah, a little expensive. Yep. Buy the bag. Buy the bag. Buy the bag. Buy the bag.
And I'm going to show you here a video of some beautiful youngsters that have been raised on this breeders mix from Van Roby's. Just an FYI, we are not sponsored by anybody, including Van Roby's. This is just from Ryan's personal experience on what he has noticed this
Fourth
season in
round.
breeding there. This is the 4th round. That is right. I'm just going to, again, just get through the comments and I'm going to show the video. Finley says Barcelona is a big deal for most European fanciers. Every long distance fancier dreams of winning it for their country. I get that. But that doesn't mean that we forget about the other birds in the transporter. I know Barcelona is a big deal, but we can't forget about the birds that have been sitting in the transporter for a week either. I'm just saying. Teal Family Homestead says, hey, guys. Hello to you. David Tracy says, I would like to see Emil Denny get his first place win from Barcelona. How many times has he won Barcelona?
He won the Golden Wing twice. He won the Golden Wing twice. I think he's won the Silver Wing. He's done good. Again, now for people wondering, and I want to explain this, Emil's on the shorter end in Belgium than Milovic. So a little bit Milovic's at the end of Belgium. So he- in Belgium, I would say he's got the hardest track to go. He's going to fly the furthest. But in the international races, the guys in Holland fly even further. So interesting to see. I'd love to see Emil Denny's win it. What's his name? What's our guy in Holland? Jacob. No, not Jacob.
No,
Yeah,
Martin.
Martin DePorter. You know who I always put Martin DePorter with? Uh, Jacob Porvally. He kind of reminds me just a little bit. I got to get
Yeah,
that out of
Martin
my head.
DePorter. Definitely Martin DePorter, sure.
Yeah, Martin DePorter. I'll see how he does. But
It's such a tough
it's hard.
race. I was
Anybody
talking
can win.
to Ryan earlier today about, again, I was going on about long distance and extreme long distance, and I said, please God, can we just not do that? Because it is just not for me. It is so hard. It just seems like that is the hardest. These long distance races, they just take a lot out of me, and I don't even do them. I just watch them, and it's just like it's painful for me to watch, man. Wow, I'm like, we just stick to sprint. I like sprint and middle distance. Those are my favorite. Okay, mostly sprint. Joe says you are 100% correctly. This is not the first time I've heard on this show that a poor release decision was made based on flyers not being home to see arrivals. Should be in the best interest of the birds. I agree with you 100%. And he says, I can guarantee you they don't tell you that some birds die from being in those crates that many days. 100%. Of course. Of course. Noel says, I'm in the same situation here with different round of young birds. We use cardboard here in our baskets. Shavings is long gone. We used it here 20 years ago. I'm surprised, Ryan. Wow. Yeah, Ryan hates the shavings.
Yeah, not
Lou
it's not the best.
Lou says, "You're doing a great job, Ryan. The hell with the know-it-alls." Agree, agree. Noel says, "If my young birds ain't basket trained by now, they'll never be. I put them on the transporter here at 22 hours, which is 11 o'clock, I think. 11 o'clock
Hmm.
at night. They were let out at 10:30 the next morning. What do you think, Ryan? Is it too long for them? They're breaking well at home. I had 30 on the drop today, like rockets. Oh, great job."
Good. Yeah, it's okay. Nothing wrong. You can basket train them good. You can basket train them, leave them out for 2 nights, 3 nights, 4 nights. You're feeding and watering them good. If you want to leave them for a day, maybe give them a little bit of water. Good. Basket training doesn't hurt. You only get better with it. You teach your birds to handle it. Why make them learn it when they first go on the transport? Teach them from the beginning. Teach them when you wean them. Teach them, teach them. The more you teach, the better they do.
The Lear Market says, in an international like Agen, every country must give their approval to release. It is not only the KBDB which decides. If you let decide the real marathon fanciers, they will ask for a much later midday release, so not a single pigeon is home at the first day. Okay, all right. See,
Yeah. Well,
we're being educated.
yeah, and I know that as well. Then for the basketing, make it noontime release. Guaranteed, no birds are coming. And put them up in the hardest part of the day. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think they used to do Barcelona's a lot of the time at noontime, 11, 12 o'clock, whatever. My question is, and this is a good question. Again, I know nothing about it. Who am I, right? If they used to do Barcelona's, I think at 12. That's what Milovich told me. Why don't all the international flights go up at 12? That's the time. That's the demonic hour. Clock. Or they can go up after 12. 12, 1, 2, 3, depending. Then there's no problem with this. It seems like what we were just hearing is they let them out at 8 and almost 9 o'clock. They wait a little bit, help the guide ship the birds. At 12 o'clock. Everybody will get birds the next day. Anyways, not into it. I don't know about it. I'm just commenting on it. And I shouldn't even be commenting on it because you know what? It's a shit job being a liberator, and it's a shit job being an international liberator. It's not a fun job because you know
100%.
what? There is absolutely zero right answer. We all have our own thought and our own opinion, and we're all right, but someone has to be the asshole. Change subject, back to you.
Noel asks, how much is energy mix over there, Ryan? I pay 27 euro here. Normal mixes are 24 euro for a 25 kg bag.
Yeah, I think you're at the same price. I wasn't 100% sure if it was like 26 to 30, but I don't know. I mean, hey, what's 30 euros in Canadian? That bag's like 50, $55 Canadian. So,
If
but
not more.
if not more, but that's the best breeding mix I ever used. That's the best one. And I actually, when the fourth round looks better than the first round, and the only difference was the feed, that says something.
Clear Market says the birds are getting just fresh water, no electrolytes, for those of you that asked. Noel says, thanks for that, Lear. I always wondered that from Ireland with the heat over there. That's why we love the Lear watching and commenting.
Yep.
He helps us out here because what do we know? And it's nice to
He's the
have some.
inside scoop.
He's the inside scoop 100%. Peter says, your first race, you got 20th place, beats 10 other professional lofts in your club. Stay positive. Wednesday's coming real fast, and we cannot wait. I'm so excited. Finally, another race. Finley says, totally agree, Leah. Bird health has to come first. All right, I'm going to get there are a lot of comments here. So I want to show this video. Do you want me to show the video of the babies first or the feed first?
Oh, you can show whatever you want. I'm not talking in it. And I turned the lights on in the loft just to show you. Hey, baby. So they're really, really like, I mean, Lars come over and his mouth dropped. He was selecting some birds. His mouth absolutely dropped. Take a look.
Oh, hold on a minute.
He's-
You know what? I did
And
the feed
just,
videos and I forgot to upload. I have it here in my videos, but I forgot to upload it. I wonder if that it screw it up. Have you been on a live
no, I don't think it
show
will.
and uploaded it and it's fine? I don't want to screw it up.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I've uploaded it. It's okay, guys. Sometimes this happens in our shows. Again, producing is not as easy as it looks. A lot of moving parts. She does really good, Leah. I'm just so grateful I don't have to read the comments anymore because it makes me feel better. Again, hopefully you guys are enjoying your drinks tonight. Stay hydrated. And Choof, I believe, is the beer for this show. I don't care how much it costs you guys a bottle and wherever you are in the world, you should be drinking La Chouffe, Chouffe, Cherry Chouffe, IPA Chouffe, Zero Chouffe. Just become an elf. Become your inner elf. Grow a beard. Damn it.
Okay, here we go. I've got it. Oh, hopefully this works. Here we go. I hope this is the right damn video. Ryan, you're gonna look at it right away and make sure it is the right one, okay? Because I
Yeah.
got lots of pigeon videos in my phone. Just an FYI. If anybody goes looking through my phone one day, if I die, they're gonna be like, "Who is this weird lady?" Here we go. Okay.
Yep. Sorry, guys. It's not the best, but man, look at how nice. Look at the good shape the cocks are in. Fourth round. That's the nest mates. Lars got to take them. Some brother sister mating. Look at these two. Absolutely tenors. Oh, real, real nice. I'm telling you, I've never been so impressed on a fourth round. And the third round wasn't so nice. And I know the feed I was using. I don't want to throw them under the bus and show the bag. I don't want to do that. But I'll tell you, what I was feeding them, and I switched to that for the next round, it was like night and day difference. The parents were eating it all, pumping it all. You'll see in the mixes. I used only three things here. I used the sneaky mix for a treat. I used the sneaky mix from Van Robi's. And then I used the Revolution as the base. Sneaky mix as the treat every day, every second day. And every 2, 3 days, I used the Super Grit from Van Robi's. That was all they got. They got yellow drops in the water. Yes. They got some health balance from Van Robi's. Yes. But the major difference was in this feed. And if Leah shows, you shall show the three feed products that we used. Take a good look. Take a look. Slow down and take a look. And look at
So
what you're feeding your birds as breeders.
I'm gonna show the first video. I don't know what's what, so you gotta. Can you tell me what's what? You'll be able to tell by looking at it, right?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. Here we go.
So this is the breeding mix. And I find the only thing they're a bit slow on is the red corn and the pellet when they're not used to it. But the first few times, you make sure they clean it up. Everything else is gone. But that's the mix. Leah, play it one more time back if you can,
Uh,
just so.
Hold on a minute. I just got to restart it. Put it on you and then play it again. Okay. Here we go.
And you just see. I thought this was the best way to see it, but it's got so much in there, and I find the birds love it all, except for the dark red corn, and they have a pellet. That's it. They will leave. The last thing they're going to eat are the pellet and the red corn, but let them eat it a few times, and then they clean it all up very easily. But that's the mix. You see, it's got some peas in there. But the birds love it, and I find it's. You see how everything is nice and small. I think it's easier to pump for the birds. Remember, they got to regurgitate everything, and that's every day. You get that in the morning, and you get that at night. And then sometimes, if I give them extra of that in the morning, so I say, okay, today I'm going to get. So let's say tomorrow I give that feed in the morning and that feed at night. The next day I will do that feed in the morning, a little bit heavier, and then in the evening I'll come back with the sneaky mix, just as a. There's a lot of good in the sneaky mix. Easy to pump, fattening, gets the birds drinking. It's good. And you know what? In the hot weather, the birds, the babies, it absorbs the water. Good for the babies in this hot temperature. I think it's good. I never use sneaky mix in breeding. I think it has to be used. I think if you're not using it, it's a miss.
Shall I play the other two videos?
Yes, please.
Okay. So again, you got to say what it is because I don't know myself.
Yeah.
So here we go.
And there's that sneaky mix. So they're getting that at least 3 days a week. They're getting not a meal, but half a meal on it. They're getting a nice. Ooh, they get a line of it, and there you see it. Very easy to digest. It's got rice in it. It's super. I think it's great, easy pumping. And if you ask Lars, he said the feather quality on these babies is like pure oil. That's because the Pro Revolution and this. And then the final thing, okay? Again, lazy pigeon man. Look, you're a lazy breeder. You want nice youngsters. Use that Pro Revolution. Give them a bit of candy mix. You can mix the two together if you want. I'm here, so I just give it to them as I see. And then the final thing is, a couple times a week, I give them the next product here, the Super Grit, and this is it. See the little pellets in there. Has that nice anisey smell. I know people say, "Oh, it's a trick to get pigeons to eat it." Yeah, they put it in. The pigeons eat this all up, and they get this multiple times a week, 2, 3 times a week. It goes in the feeder, and I leave it. They clean it up, and if the next day feed goes over top, they can pick it as they want. But that's what I fed those youngsters on, and I'll tell you, you get spoiled using this product, and if you got to go to Canada or America and you don't have it, it blows Versalaga right out of the water. It's totally a different level to you.
Alrighty, let's get back to the comments. Philly says only one UK fancier has clocked a bird on the day from Barcelona to UK. David Tracy says nothing better for me than to see a bird return on the day from 500 miles. Yeah, Robert Daughtry says 100% sprint, 90 to 330. Yeah, I agree with you, friend. Noel says, though I was thinking, would I burn them out with basket scare? They might have 8 nights of it on the trot left, but at the moment, I'm so happy with the first team.
Wait a
So,
minute. No, nobody. You're not going to
I'll be right
basket
back.
burn them out.
I'll be right back.
You're not going to basket burn them out. You got to work them. The more you get them comfortable, the better they are. The more training, the more comfortable. They make better decisions. Teach them to handle the pressure, so they handle the pressure. You're worrying about if a bird gets worn out because it can't handle it, I don't want that pigeon. I want the pigeon that can take it, that can give it to me. Not the one that needs to be babied and blah. No. It's like people. The reason why you see the professional athletes you're watching, they went to the distance more than anybody else. They sacrificed more than anybody else. They pushed harder more than anybody else. Some of them got a bit lucky, but 99%, they had to outwork the other kids, the other men, the other women to get where they were. They had to outwork them. And you know what? That's how winning is done. You want to basket train them for 2, 3 days straight? Hey, always remember the best time to install the program is when they're babies. Basket training, Noel, next year, hey, you want to try it? Do it younger. You're doing it now. However, you're doing it, it's working. You're feeling good, right? You feel good. They're responding to what you're doing. Stop overthinking. Keep going. Play it your way. Play it your way. They're not going to make a fool out of you. Just keep going with it. Build on it. Anyways, back to you.
Finley says the Liberator gets no thanks ever, Ryan. True, it is a rubbish job. I would agree on that one as well. I wouldn't want to do it. Eddie says, I feel an early release for everyone is the best if you're a short and long end. That's just too bad. The bird should be really super early. Yeah, but I guess, like the
I,
Lear
I,
says, that's not how they like it. I don't know. I'm not a long distance flyer.
I think what they wanted with the extreme long distance, I think the original plan, from what I gathered, was lunchtime result releases. I think between it was like 11 and 2 o'clock. And the reason was the birds could only go so far, and then everyone had to stop. And then in the next morning, everyone had to get up. The problem is when you let a bird out at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's headwinds. Okay, I'm just going to use headwinds as an example. The pigeon's going to give you everything it's got those winters, and they're going to fly 12, 14, 15 hours, and they're going to crash. And when they crash, there's no coming out of it because they're cooked. By letting them out later in the day, the birds work maybe till 7 o'clock at night. They put 7 hours on the wing and they stop. The bodies are still, or 8 o'clock at night, the bodies are still fresh, still not cooked. And then the next morning they get up and they finish it off. So they force the bird to not burn itself out. And I
Ah,
almost think, I almost think, I'm going to say this: make everything at 12 o'clock, between 11 and 2. That's your time. That's your window. I think that's better, and I'm sure Milovic would say the same thing.
Lucky Lou says, I think it should be mandatory. In a case of birds sitting in a cage for a week, they should have a camera on a stick and show everyone their birds left the cage okay. Yeah, but they won't do that. I can pretty much guarantee you that one. Noel Raymond said, that's good if you're at the same price. We're doing well in Ireland. So, what's the name of the breeding mix you have there? It sounds good. Must see if I can get it for the next season in Ireland. So, it is called, and I will just, right here, I'll show you here, guys. Ryan's got the bag there,
Breed
and
Pro number 58.
I'll show it here, right on the Van Roby's page. Breeding Pro Revolution number 58. What does it say here? A very varied and revolutionary breeding mixture, 30 different varieties of grains and seeds, all of the best quality. This mixture contains few legumes and maize, but all seeds rich in protein and fat. Due to the addition of the pro-immune pellets, it not only has a high proportion of absorbable protein, but also all contains the necessary vitamins and extra pre and probiotics. Breeding Pro Revolution is balanced in such a way that your pigeons will not miss anything. And then on their site, it gives you the whole composition of what's included. I'm not going to read them all, but you can see them there. And you can see the photo looks exactly like we just poured out in the bowl, which that is what we like to see, right? We like to see what they're advertising is actually what is in the bag. And I would say it's bang on. So hopefully.
You're not gonna be disappointed in it. And I use that sneaky mix. I just thought the sneaky mix. I liked it, and I seen the birds enjoyed it, and I kind of was looking. And my third round, I wasn't impressed in the quality of the youngsters. And I said, I gotta do something here. And I said, you know what? I know Guy, and I said he wouldn't put out a bad product. He designed this, and I just went boom, 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 put it together, and it worked. It worked 10 plus. It is. I can't. I never bred youngsters that nice. Fourth round on a fourth. I can't imagine how great they'd look on a first round, and I can't imagine how much better it is on the breeder. Remember, eh? The breeder is like what Leah and myself are. We're just the vessels. We pump it out. You guys take it, right? So you got to give them back the energy. If the energy's high on those breeders and they're feeling good, the quality of the youngsters, everything goes up. What you put in is what you get out. And I've talked a lot of years about you only need this, this, this. Yes. But when you're able, and here I'm able to try this, oh, now I have a little different thought on it. And what a great bag of feed. Super. Top quality Van Robiche, congratulations. Everything that Leah said, it did.
Sherry says, Dave is a liberator, and I see how much it stresses him out. Oh, 100%. I wouldn't want to be a liberator. I would not want to be one. It's never right for anybody, and everybody complains. I mean, look at us. We don't even know what's going on, and we're complaining. Just it is a tough job. I wouldn't want to do it either. Noel says, most of my feeding in Ireland is from Ronnie Van Tilburg from Belgium. Okay.
Okay.
Noel says, nice young birds. They're in good condition for fourth round with a big thumbs up. David Tracy says, are those babies bred for future breeders? And Lou is also asking, now curious, what do you do with the last round? Race them?
I'm gonna go through them and then see what I'm gonna do. We will have a Van Laar, maybe a Van Laar auction, and those might be the ones that'll be available. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna let them go on another round or another two rounds after seeing that, because I've got to get my old cock. I got to pair him up to his daughter. So I've got a few things to do, but I just stumbled upon it. Actually, I stumbled upon it because I was disappointed in the third round, and I made a quick decision. I said, okay, we're gonna go with the big guns. We're gonna go with the five-star Michelin restaurant. And I'm gonna tell you, this one worked. This one pulled out, and I'll tell you, when I use that, I'm happy that I'm using the Van Robi's other feeds, because you see the quality in it. Birds like it, and top quality.
Noel Raymond asks, can you take out a fist of that mix for a look? I use Sneaky Mix too. I also use Fraser Form. It's super product, same as Homoform, if you know it. Have you ever heard of Homoform? Homoform, right? Homoform.
No,
Noel, if you want me to show the video again of the Sneaky, I can do that. Let me know in the comments. He might have just posted the comment before we show the video, so if you want me to show it again, I certainly will do that for you. Finley
do it
says
again.
health balance is perfection. Yes, very good. Noel says nice mix. Finley says a good amount of hemp also, which I think is important when they're breeding. Personally, rate it a lot. Noel says I use hemp with Sneaky Mix. And we have 5/8 in the house giving us the googly eyes. Nice to see you on, friend. Finley says not a fan of Belgium grit, but everything else fantastic. Prefer the Matrix. Joe
Okay.
says, that looks so good. I would add milk and have a bowl for myself. I was thinking the same thing, Joe. I was like, oh, this is going to get people hungry for some cereal. Oh, that's funny. Eddie says, remember, some top flyers also text their birds properly. Remember, some top flyers also text their birds properly. Text? I don't know. Say it again, Eddie. Might have been a typo, or I'm just dumb. Could be either or. Noel says, I have all the early stage basketing done. It's just easier for me to basket them by night. You're right, Ryan. I'll keep doing what I'm doing. They're showing no stress, 100% coming off that transporter in the morning. I was never so happy with the team. Go ahead.
I'm gonna make a video. I've showed videos. If you can learn to have your birds self basket themselves, you might not have time, and there's nothing wrong with basking them in the evenings, overnight. It's great. But I know catching birds is a bit of a pain in the ass. With a little bit of practice and a little bit of patience, if you teach your birds to self basket, it's perfect. Now, self basketing doesn't mean you basket them and don't touch them. You can self basket, then take them out of the basket and put them in another basket to feel them, to check them. Normally, when you self basket, a pigeon that's off won't basket. You know, the hen there that hurt herself, the 773? No, she's not interested. She doesn't walk to the basket. And she's telling me, I'm not ready yet. She's not even showing that glimpse to wanting to go. So, no, it's something to practice. I should show the second group and how they basket. Is it a bit of work? Yes, everything is. But after five, six times, eight, 10 times max, they self basket themselves. Set the baskets up so the birds succeed, and they walk pretty much right in. And you know what? You're calm. You're not swearing. You're not cursing. And you can handle your birds at any time without running around. I hate grabbing pigeons. One thing I can't stand is just having to go catch pigeons. Leah, I'm grabbing a Jupiter, and man, Leah, tonight the people are playing the game, and I appreciate it. Great comments, guys. You guys are making this show better and better. Let's keep going.
I'm gonna Eddie corrected in the comments. So Eddie says, remember, some top flyers also rest their birds properly. Robert Daughtry says, I train 5 days a week, 2 days off to rest because I work. 2 day tosses, the good ones last. Ryan, are our birds getting enough rest?
I'm gonna tell you, they're getting more rest than they would have if I was in Canada.
Ooh.
That's because of the roads. I mean, this is a joke, eh? 22, 27 kilometers, 17 minutes. 17 minutes for me, it's not a talk. But 17 minutes today took us 45 minutes to get there. Oh, that's a roll your eyes o'clock. You know what I mean? They don't, you know what? They rest in the winter. They got lots of time to rest. I'm not saying don't rest your birds enough, but when it's time to go to work, you got to work them. And the guys that take them to work, push them. They're normally the guys on the top. You got to work them. You know, loft fly them. Hey, you want to work them good, loft fly them and train them. Loft fly them in the morning, train them in the midday, train them in the afternoon, train them in the evening. Short toss, a middle distance toss. The other day, I went to Kivran. Do they need to go to Kivran? No, no, yes, they do. They need to get stretched back out, open back up, focus. Not focus for 9 minutes, not focus for 17 minutes. Can you give me 60 minutes of focusing? That's what I need. It's not physical. Mental, focus, focus. The difference in racing, the pigeons have normally the stamina. It's your brain that has to focus. Your brain. You know, your boss, he works you. You normally work 8 hours a day. Then the boss pushes you to 12 hours a day. A lot of people they can't handle that. Can't take the overtime. And then the boss sometimes pushes you to 16 hours a day or 14 hours. How many people can handle it? Not a lot of people handle that shit. Doesn't mean they're weak. It's just can you handle the load? Back to you.
Eddie says many top flyers do rest many of their birds and don't push them all the time.
Ooh, Yellow Rose ears? Does he? He's American's God, right? The pigeons fly 300 mile race, trains them the next day. Don't they deserve a break? No. Why? Because what does he say, Leah? For him, they're got to be like Spartans. I'm only looking for the top one. The rest, I don't need. I need the one that can sing and dance and play the piano. And I don't even like the guy. But boy, damn good pigeon man, eh? Push, push, push.
DMCC over on YouTube says, Ryan, you would be proud of us here. We just did a loft release and the birds flew great. It's 105 in Mississippi. Didn't stay up a long time, but good grouping and height. Well done. 105. Good Lord.
I knew that feeling. Almost had
Yeah.
it here in Belgium. I think yesterday I was at 105 with the birds coming home. That's okay. That's mental heat. Mental heat.
Jeff says the good thing is all the Revolution mixes have the grains and percentages of fat, carbohydrates, protein, absorbable proteins. So, like us in Australia, we can't get it, but can mix it pretty close using grain from here. Great mixes. Yes, they absolutely are.
Yeah. And
Uh,
I was
let's see.
talking with Lars about the pellet, and the pellet's basically the grits and minerals. And you see, they don't want to eat it as much because pigeons take it as they need it. I make sure pretty much I when the pellets start to get a little bit too full in the trough, I leave it and let them clean it up. Again, anything extra, they're going to just pass it, but they're pumping it to the young ones, and then making sure with that bag that you're giving them enough grits and minerals. The grits and minerals are more important or as important as the feed and the water. People take this as a oh, I don't have to give them grit. And guys, think of grit as bread. I want you to think of grit as bread. You come home from the store, you get a fresh loaf of bread. Man, you love to eat it. Leave the bread in the bag on the counter for 2 days, and then you go pick up the bread and it's hard as stone. Do you want to eat it? No. Give the birds grit, fresh, and give it to them a little. I want you to be a little cheap on the grit. That's how I want you to give it. Be a little cheap because grit's expensive. If you buy the Matrix grit or the Versalager grit or the Van Robi's grit, or you put them all or the Javati and you put it all together, okay, great. You can be a little cheap with grit because you want them to eat it. And they like it fresh. Pigeons like fresh stuff.
Noel says, I've used your method years ago. Remy DeMay used to use the same system. It's a great system. It's a big thumbs up.
I like Noel.
Pardon?
I like Noel. You got a lot of. I like the guys here on the show. A lot of people here have a lot of good insight. I mean, I don't just mean Noel. I mean Finley. I mean, people are putting their comments in it. And hey, I'm not saying again. I want to get back to the resting. I'm not saying you don't have to rest, but I've talked to Stephen Collins about this, and we've discussed it. And he said, Ryan, it's unbelievable. If I give the birds a day or two off, and I tap the stick to go in the basket, they're a little bit off, and it's because they like to get in a system. And you hear guys say they like to keep that birds on that system, on that system. Remember, a pigeon was meant to fly all day, fly from the barn to the field, get some feed, get some nesting material, back to the barn, feed the babies, fly back out, get more feed. They can fly all day. They rest. They supercharge, man. They supercharge. Trust me. They're those. What are those? You know those chargers you buy, Leah, now? And they charge your phone in 6 minutes. Like whoa.
A
Meanwhile, you can
lightning
have them
charger.
charging. Like yeah, they're lightning chargers. They really are. But people are afraid. And as Robert Mahan always said, Do you want to win races? Do you really want to win? It's the man who's willing to burn out a car in 2 years. That's the man that's going to win all the races.
5-8 says, I've seen evidence pigeons do not like to be caught off the roost in the dark. I have a loading chute.
I had loading chute. They're good. I've picked up pigeons. It's okay. Which way you feel to do it. And I use a stick here. I don't have a chute anymore. I put the baskets down. I open the baskets. I use a stick. I have to tap the birds, poke the birds, hit the birds a few times. Not hit them, but bump them so they understand it. And you have to find in your loft the best way to load them and how to load. Every loft is different. You have to find out how to do it. But if you can get onto it, you will not be angry to train. The worst part of training is catching the pigeons because you're the raccoon and they go, oh, I don't like that. But when they understand it, you put the basket down, you tap the stick for the loading chute or for your own baskets. They understand it's time to go to work. Back to you, Leo.
Finley says, exactly, Ryan. They get half the year off. When it's work time, they earn their feed. LOL.
Oh. They have to earn their feed. But again, look at wild pigeons. Look how much flying they really do. They fly all day, man, up and down and up and down and up and down. We're, we're, we give them a lot of rest. And we actually give them too much rest than I think enough work. I'm feeling guilty. I should be a keeper every day, almost, in my heart of hearts. Like I feel this is shorter than I like, but the roads are not the best. And you know what? The thing I hate too, I don't have I wish I had a little more group. There's a lot of work with 15 pigeons. I mean, I'm saying it's a lot of road you got to put on. Mike Green's
Mr.
in the
Reynolds.
house, Leah.
Mike
Or
Green is in the
Reynolds.
house and says, hello, everyone. Hello to you, Mike Green. Finley says, same with Mark Gilbert in MNFC UK. He trains birds from national races the next day. His first training starts at 20. He gets through numbers.
You know, Dean Pallett, I was a friend of. Some people like him, some people hate him, some people were jealous of him. I met him when I was young. I was 17 years old, and I became friends with him over the phone, and we talked a lot. I think that was one of the first professionals I ever talked to, and I got to do an interview with him. And he said to me that the trick is to reset the brain as fast as you can. The race is over, the brain needs to be reset. Next day, into the basket. Reset the brain, reset the brain, reset the brain. Get them working in confidence again. The quicker you install the confidence, the better the next race goes. Every race is a screw up. Every race is stress onto the brain. Okay. And when you add that stress to the brain, you want to come back and give them the good feeling. So you don't race them and then the next day out single toss them. You race them, and if you take them out the next day, it's a group toss. Everyone does it smooth, confidence. Two times confidence, and then start to try your next single toss, double toss, triple toss, whatever you're doing. But install the confidence. That's why a guy like Gelly Rosiers puts them back on the road. It's for the confidence quickly in the brain. Reset them to have a good feeling. I know it because when you play a bad game, you want to go out the next day right away and redeem yourself. You want to do it. If you're an athlete, it haunts you. I'm still being haunted from last Wednesday's race or last Sunday's race. Can't wait to get to it. And then we got screwed on Wednesday. We got screwed on Sunday. Now we're back like holy jumping. You talk about being itchy, but all you can remember is what you've done. The last race was or not terrible, but not the best. So you got okay. I got to fix these things. Back to you.
David says, we had two rough 400-mile races. The first two birds from the first 400 were my first two birds on the second 400. Those are the birds I want to keep.
Right? You're your own manager. You're your own loft guy. If you don't like the hen, move her on. At the end of the day, you're your own boss. You know what she's worth. You know, is she really good? Average? Okay? Meh. You make the decision. We can't do that for you, David. Only you can do it. You're the loft manager, and you're doing really good. So trust your gut.
And remember, when all else fails, you could always just clip her wings and make her a dropper, just like Pierre and the
Yeah.
Rickettes. Just saying.
There you go.
Peeves says, are you feeding any cheese and beets yet? Or carrots?
No, no, not yet. Well, I don't. My problem is I don't have a sharp enough knife here.
Noel says, mine would mangle the Giovati grit. LOL. I've got 2 bags emptied since Christmas. Matrix the same. They'd eat it off me head. Aniseed smell drives them on like a red band years ago.
Oh yeah. Hey, whatever's working, as long as they're getting the grits and minerals into them. Hey, it's an underrated thing. I know people say, well, they use the aniseed to suck them in. Sure, whatever. Eh? You want them to eat the grits and the minerals. You got to use a little bit of aniseed. Hey, if you got to get your kids to eat vegetables, you got to put a little bit of honey on your carrots. They eat them, don't they? Nothing wrong with honey. Is there anything wrong with aniseed? I don't know.
58 says, mine do not eat much grit and mineral, but I use a super high tech pellet from the game rooster world. 58 is from the rooster world.
Okay. Well, again, that's I know the rooster people are pretty in it. I don't know. So hey, whatever's working.
Robert Daughtry says, I load at night. Easier. I handle every bird about 50, then toss the next day.
Mm, good. Mhm.
Teal Family Homestead says, I open the loft during the week because I leave for work at 4 a.m. I don't get home until 6. On weekends, I either train or open loft, and they fly all on and off open lofting.
There'll be smart pigeons because they're open loft all day. Again, it's whatever works for you. And I'm going to say this: the benefit if you teach them to load themselves is you do handle them because you can take them out of the basket or you can catch them off the perch, whatever's working for you. I'm trying to give this to people for other ideas that maybe don't like going in the loft and picking them up or want to get up and just load them and go. Once they learn it, literally you can basket 50 birds in about 2 minutes. You just put the basket down, take the stick, tap. Once they know it, they do it. And sometimes we talk about rest. We talk about rest. It is a lot. You sleep a lot better in your own bed than you do in a hotel. So if I'm looking at rest. If tomorrow I'm leaving for Key Grant, let's say 5 in the morning. I can go out and basket them now for my convenience. I can. Or I can get up tomorrow morning and basket them and they've slept all night. Or, they slept all night. They're going to have a little better sleep than in the basket. A little bit better sleep. And I'd rather have them have a better sleep in the basket, a better sleep in their loft than in the basket. But I've done both ways. Both ways are good. I'm not knocking either way. You got to make it work to your schedule. But I know loading 50 to 100 birds by hand, man, it can take a bit of it can take it's 10-15 minutes. Easy.
Noel says, no better man, Mark Gilbert. He is a legend. Eddie says, I went on vacation and saw a park rat, so shiny and happy, and he was slapping his wings with so little food, but was happy. Park rat. I've never heard them called that before.
Good name. Good pigeons.
Mike says, I know I do it different than everyone else does. It after the first race, mine don't go down the road again, just law fly. Works very well for me.
Okay.
And Lucky Lou says, beets are really good to add to their candy mix. Just make it into a pulp. Beets are messy.
Yeah, you put it on the feed, make, yeah. You can juice them and put them on the feed. You can feed them beets. You can put beets into the water. Very good detox. Fine. If you're going to feed the birds cheese, you're going to feed the birds carrots, you're going to feed the birds beets. You have to teach them it, or you have to be very good at feeding so they clean it all up. Because when you start it, they won't eat it. They're going to look at you like, hey, let's go. Where's the feed? So you got, once you teach them to eat it, then they eat it. And unless you want to be chopping all day, the thing with chopping is it's chopping. You're going to get really good with a knife. Your wife's going to love it in the kitchen.
Uh, on that note, just taking a look at our poll here 24 votes on the poll. Again, guys, the question was, what's been the hardest part of training this season? 50% of you say unexpected losses, 12% say birds not trapping well, 33% say weather is messing everything up, and 4% say finding time to train consistently. The question is, Ryan, what would your answer be?
All of them.
All of the above.
I hit them all. Man, I'm doing good. Sorry, guys. You idiots that only pick one. Oh, I mean, hey, on a pool you can only pick one. I'm gonna hit them all. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. No, yeah, a bit more of that, and yeah, bit of it all. But it's okay. Everybody's in the same shit.
Before
Ugh.
before we wrap this up, and Jim's not on tonight, but I had promised that I wanted to show on Jim O'Hare Loft's YouTube channel. He did a little video of his candidates for his 350-mile race coming this week, and I know that he's not on, but I do want to show it. So I'm going to show this little short video. He's showing some of his, I guess, prospective candidates that are going to the 350 miler this week. Shall I show it now or shall I wait till he's on?
Oh, short now.
Okay, we'll put you in the corner so we can see your reaction as well. Let's do this and this. So here, guys, don't forget to subscribe to our good friend Jim O'Hare Loft's channel over on YouTube. See if we can get his subscribers up, and we will play it here. Just a short one.
That's a nice cock.
Ooh, loving the war paint. Boy, to get the
Yeah,
little
he's on a
baby
bait.
underneath.
Two. Let's look at the third one. Oh,
Sitting on
number
babies.
three. Number three.
Not done yet.
Number three. Is that a baby? I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, a baby annex?
Okay. Ooh, it's nice too. So I'm gonna go with three and five. Three, five, and two. Three, five, and two, my friend.
You
Good
showing more?
looking family. They all look the same. You got any more, or what are we doing here? Come on. Oh, sitting tight. A little bit angry. Baby as well. Ooh,
Just hatched.
yeah. He likes this one 'cause he's extra playing with it. Well, I'm gonna say, boy, it's gonna be a tricky one. The
It's
two
got.
dark checkers and the blue. That's my three picks.
I wish he was on. Unfortunately, he's not. But
Oh, well, you know what
guys,
we'll do? We'll show it again. Well, when he's
yeah,
on.
we'll show it when he's on. But very nice, very nice. All right, so let's get back to these comments, and then we're going to wrap this up here shortly because we've been on 2 hours and 10 minutes, Ryan. Wow, wow, wow. So, guys, if you have any more questions, put them in now because we're going to wrap this up. Ryan does have to go to bed. He has a busy day tomorrow. Okay, that's Finley. You're talking to Noel. Eddie says, I use a small magic bullet hand mixer and blend my own recipes to put in the water. That is a great idea. Joe says, Ryan,
Mhm.
have you or any of the listeners used Castle acidifier? Let me try this again. Use Castle acidifier plus and or Versalaga digestal, and which do you like better for gut health?
Good question. Nothing from Versalaga. You look up that product, and if Leah could, if she can pull it up, if she can, read what it does. What's in it? How it helps the guts, lines the guts. The health balance, I think, is top quality. I'm telling you, get it on your hands. It coats, and everything I like, it coats. Like it coats good. It's a to me. They're on to something. This Van Robi's. They're making some real good products, and it's the people I see. And here, Leah, I can show you the bottle, and all I can tell you is it works good. It coats the drinkers really good. Like when you dump out the drinker, it still coats the drinker. So if you just add plain water, you still get, and you don't scrub it out, you're getting a hit, another hit, like a diet version of it. But Leah, spin that shit.
Did you want me to read this?
Hmm.
Okay, so this is the health balance from Van Robe's. It says description helps to prevent harmful bacteria such as E. coli and Salmonella, protects beneficial bacteria, improves digestion, and racing breeding results. Application and dosage first 5 to 6 days, 3 milliliters to 1 liter of drinking water. Afterwards, during breeding, molting, or growing up, 2 milliliters to 1 liter of drinking water daily to maintain good health. Reduce the dosage to 1 milliliter per 1 liter of drinking water while the young pigeons are feeding because the pigeons drink more. During race season, daily 1 milliliter to 1 liter of drinking water to maintain good health can be combined with Hype 100 for extra energy and improved recovery.
Yeah, and 1 to 3 mils is absolutely nothing, and you will see it coats. Now, is there a problem with it? There's one problem. I don't like the bottle. It's hard to get the measurements out. It's oily. It coats the bottle. That's my only knock on the product. Other than that, the product's great. Is it a little expensive? Works good. Good product. I'm not against paying it. And again, with that Hike 100, it's good. Your acidifier, thinking this is gonna help with that. Again, you can use other products as well. I can't try every product. I'm just, you know, I
It's
know Guy. I
acidifier.
trust Guy. Yeah, it's an
Acidifier.
acidic. Isn't that
Yeah.
what I said?
No, no. It was spelt wrong and then I read it wrong. It's acidifier.
Yeah, make the water with more acid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Noel says, I'd hit every one of them training poles. Haha. It's 1:14 in the morning there. Good night. Super show tonight. Hoping for good returns in the morning. Noel, you have a great night. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good luck, my friend.
Um,
I hope your bird hits a wire.
Kidding. Brandon says that he can't find it anywhere in the U.S. The whatchamacallit, health balance, I
But
guess is what
yeah,
he's talking to.
nobody. I guess nobody wants to import it. You'll make hand over fist money if you do. If you want to get a hold of Guy Vandenauer to import it, go ahead or message Van Robies and order it in. I promise it'll sell off your shelf
And
because
and
it
by the
is
way,
good.
if you do email them, just tell them you saw it on the Feathers Elite show. Maybe one day we will get a sponsorship from them. Finley says it's fantastic stuff. David Tracy says, good
Mhm.
night, everyone. I will be contacting you, Ryan, sometime soon to work our magic on the upcoming Young Bird season. Good night to you, David Tracy. Now, normally I would have spun that wheel of fun to give you, whoever commented on last week's show, an opportunity to win some Pigeon Boss merch. Leah should be fired because 10 minutes before we went on the show, I realized I hadn't made up the wheel yet. Boo, Leah.
Uh-oh.
You can throw the rotten tomatoes at me. But it's okay. So on Wednesday, on race day, when we spin the wheel for all of you who did participate in our Pick It to Win It, we will also then spin a separate wheel for everybody who commented on last week's show. So we're going to have two wheels of fun on race day, which is this coming Wednesday. I apologize. I totally forgot. So I will make sure that all your names are up for last Monday's show on Wednesday. And everybody who commented on today's show, you will be entered in our Feathers Elite Wheel of Fun. And we will spin that wheel next Monday. I'm making myself a note so I do not forget. So I do apologize. We're not spinning the wheel tonight because I forgot. But we'll spin it twice on Wednesday. And then we're going to spin it next Monday for today's show. Great participation. Great comments. You guys make this show great. Again, we've been on 2 hours and 15 minutes. Ryan has to go to bed. Joe says, good night, guys. Great show. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Join us tomorrow for the basketing for our shipping night for Kivran. We'll be on probably around 12 noon New York time.
I'm gonna train the birds sometime in the morning, and I'm thinking, I'm thinking let's basket the birds around 4 or 5 o'clock.
Let's try and do it like 4 earlier because you were a little late last week, right? You're a little rushed.
Yeah, oh rush. I want to do it well before, so we're gonna do it around 4 o'clock, between 4 and 5 in that time. Again, they're gonna go for their toss. They're gonna come home. They're gonna drink. I'm gonna let the system calm down, and then just before basketing, I'm gonna hit them with just some sneaky mix of the drink again, and then we're gonna basket them. I'm not overly concerned on how they're blown out. I'm not overly concerned about that. My big concern is let's not have a terrible performance, and let's make the trapping. We want the trapping better. Last week, first bird was a 10. No, a 9 because it did two loops. But after that, it was a 1. We want to get this week trapping to be at about a 6 out of 10. Moving in the right direction. Birds got to move in the right direction. We're going to be on tomorrow moving, guys. You guys are great tonight. I'm going to finish my beer and head to bed and start this battle again tomorrow.
That is right. So join us tomorrow between 11 and noon, I would say, New York time, for our basketing show. You guys can see our little athletes before we send them to Kivra. The race will be on Wednesday in Kivra. And if you missed the race on Wednesday, no worries because it's super early for our North American friends. You can catch the replay. It is always up on, will be up on our website, and you'll also see it on our YouTube channel. All right, we're going to wrap this up. Great job. Have a great Monday. And that's it.
Thank
Back
you,
when
guys. Good job, Leah. Great products. And again, lucky enough to get these ones and use them. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for some more fun. Hey, what are we going to bet Marcel? Can we beat his ass? This is our time now. Woo, here we come. Marcel, you'll watch us in the morning. Not fair. Hey, guys, like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy those pigeons. Don't get mad at them. Remember, you're on the POS system. And what is the POS system? They're all piles of shit. And you know what? You got to work through that until they're supers. Bye for now.
Good night, guys.